Well, this General Motors engine might be the worst engine ever made in mass production. It's the 6.2 liter that you find in the Yukons, Tahoes, Silverados, Sierras. These are absolutely wild. A lot of them aren't included in the recall. They're 2026s, 2025s. Do not buy the GM 6.2 liter. This is getting ridiculous. Also, at the end, I'm going to show you a new lawsuit that is coming about. They're including the 25s, but not the 26s. I can almost guarantee the 26s will be included in the new lawsuit as well. So let's jump in. And this is probably the best story of the day. Mike gets on May 15th. I mean, these are all within, I think, the last week or two. What's the most amount of motors you have put in? I'm waiting on my fourth motor. First one made it to 1,100 miles. Second one made it to 6,000 miles. Third made it to 53,000 miles. I've been on the wait list for a month now. 2 trucks ahead of me. I mean, it almost seems like a joke, like someone's playing a prank on everybody that's buying GM.
He got you! What happened? Did you get punked? Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. The comments don't disappoint either. They say, do yourself a favor. When you get the new engine, trade it in as fast as you can. And my favorite one from Dale below that. Curious why you kept it after the second engine. Exactly. Dale's got it, man. Like, by the time you're on your second or third engine, dump it. Change brands, vote with your wallet, move on. You have to wonder, is this like internal sabotage? Been going on since the 2021 model year. But hey, I guess from GM's perspective, people keep buying them. What do they care? And this is a perfect example of General Motors. The salespeople, obviously, they're going to lie to you to sell you a vehicle. This is a 2026 with 4,200 miles on it. The engine just died on the interstate. The tow truck driver said he's hauled several into the dealership lately. Before they bought it, they asked if the issue was resolved with the 26 models. The dealership told them yes. Well, they lied. So they're feeling fed up. And this first comment here, years of failing 6.2 liters and people keep buying them. Why are you spending $75,000 on a vehicle? Do your homework. Look, I don't blame people when they had like good luck on a 2005 and they just want to buy something and they assume it's just a numbers game, like, oh, it's a low failure rate. This is not a low failure rate. And here's another one, a 2026 Cadillac Escalade V, 3,000 miles on the tow truck there. And actually, looking at the dash, it didn't even make it 3,000 miles, 2,275 miles. And I thought the Escalade Vs were kind of safe as far as the engines. We hadn't seen a lot of them drop, but they probably don't sell a lot of them. In the comments, some guy said he's seen a few come through his dealer, all under 10,000 miles. And here's one not in the recall. The recap is, this is from Kelly Wheeler. Engine stopped working Saturday, sat and waited for a tow for 4 hours. Just got the call. It has a blown starter and blown engine. She was hoping that that wasn't going to be the fate. It is a 2025 High Country with 12,000 miles on it. Seems totally reasonable. And I see people all the time, they convince themselves to buy these vehicles and then they get them and they're freaked out. Every little noise wigs them out. I can almost guarantee this truck is about to fail. Listen to this. Just sounds awfully metallic-y for only having 2,500 miles on it. Sometimes direct injection sounds that way, but usually you can tell if you've heard enough of these, little bit of metal on metal, and it starts that way, and then it ends up getting really loud really fast. And here's Mike in the group, posted this on May 12th. Here's a follow-up video. He had posted a video about a lifter tick, and everybody said, your engine's gonna blow, it's just a matter of time. Sure enough, his engine seized today. And it's interesting, they are concerned with the warranty, and then they're concerned with whether or not the replacement engine is just doomed to fail. Yes, the replacement engine seems to be doomed to fail. And in fact, I believe General Motors is putting in remanufactured engines. They're not always brand new, which is interesting. And I do like in the comments, I'm starting to see people are finally catching on. You see Gregory down there. He says, absolutely amazing to me that people buy these things and expect them not to grenade. Exactly. You know by now, if you've done any amount of research on the 6.2, you see my channel and various other channels and publications everywhere talking about this issue. Don't buy this engine. Here's yet another one on the side of the road. It's on its way to get its third engine at 65,000 miles. I think he's saying it blew the first engine in March and he picked it back up on May 1st. So interesting. And hey, another savvy commenter here. I think GM is trying to destroy itself. I love GM, but not so much anymore. He talks about the 6.2 crisis, and the transmissions they bolt them to aren't much better. There are more transmission failures in here as well. And gosh, I mean, the 25s and 2026s are failing, and replacement engines are still failing. So obviously, don't buy any of these used, because the used ones are going to have the same problem, if not worse. This guy says his 2024 ZR2 on May 15th just became a victim at 24,000 miles. Mine is awaiting a new engine at the dealership, and the ZR2 Bison Edition ahead of me. Let's hope I get it done soon. See, they're just like, hey, I got to get it done soon to get back in my truck. I love this truck. I love this truck. That's what you see a lot of. They need to punt on these vehicles. Interesting comment down there. Mark Bridges said, mine's been at the dealer for 7 weeks. The service lady said over 1,100 engines are on back order system-wide from General Motors. This issue is just blowing out of control. It is exploding. It's crazy. And for some comic relief, this guy with the 6-liter LQ9, he says 220,000 miles is license plate L87 LOL. I bet he gets some love on the road. And here's Scott Cochran on May 16th. Our 2023 made it 78,000 miles. Sounds like I got a good one. I do like it when people at least have a sense of humor about it, but please don't buy them again. And Clint Blankstone down there in the comments says he's on engine 3 at 65,000 miles. So yeah, you got a good one, buddy. And like the gentleman said in the post about how, if you don't have L87 6.2 liter problems, you're probably going to have transmission issues with this valve body. This guy had a 2021 Escalade, 64,000 miles. He was told this past week he needed a new transmission due to not flushing the transmission fluid at 40,000 miles. Crazy that they're telling him he's out of warranty. They probably know they can get him. He's a Cadillac sucker. We'll get him for a $10,000 transmission at 64,000 miles. They're telling him it blew because he didn't maintain it. Yeah, you should probably change the fluid maybe once, maybe a drain and fill, but your transmission shouldn't blow because of it. And this is another wild post from James Petty. Another one bites the dust. 2022 with 70,000 miles on it. The local dealer in Kansas City said there are 6 Escalades sitting on their lot waiting for engines, which includes some 2026s. So there you go. The dealership is actually telling him, hey, the estimated replacement time frame is 6 to 8 weeks. Again, stop buying them. Join the lawsuit. Join the class action lawsuit. We'll get to that here in a minute. And poor Rich here, he's just got his 2023 with 33,000 miles back. It took 9 weeks to the day to get the new engine, radiator, etc. Grateful the dealer did share a loaner. First stop, he says, fingers crossed we're past this nonsense. Ooh, man. I think that's just wishful thinking at this point. And going into this lawsuit that's finally come up on April 23rd, this is the GM failure lawsuit for the 6.2s. It actually is extended beyond what the recall is. So if you owned or leased a 2021 through 2025, and it should be 2026 GM on here. I'm assuming they're going to update this at some point. Vehicle with the 6.2 liter V8 engine, you may be eligible to join a GM engine failure lawsuit. So topclassactions.com, you should be able to find that. I will leave a link in the description. Now, look, I'm not all for lawsuits being the solution to try to fix everything. I actually think a better approach would be for people to stop buying their trucks and SUVs. Look at how many trucks and SUVs are on there. Cadillac Escalades, Silverado 1500s, Tahoe, Suburban, Sierras, all of them with the 6.2. Imagine if people said, no, we're not going to buy those anymore. Those are their high-end ones. They put the 6.2 liter in their most expensive, biggest profit margin trucks that they have in SUVs. So if people said, no, I'm going to go buy a Ford Expedition or a Wagoneer or something else, and I'm going to try my luck elsewhere, I think GM might actually react to that better than even the lawsuits. I'm not sure. I think that would affect them more financially than just these lawsuits do. I mean, it's already affecting General Motors. They have to fix the engines. That's going to cost them billions of dollars on its own. But the biggest thing is that repeat customer. You see people with failed engines, multiple failed engines, and then they come back to the well and they drink from the same poisoned water. Stop doing it. That's the only way. Vote with your wallets. So what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments, do you think people are going to stop buying General Motors vehicles after this. There are alternatives out there, and you're starting to see comments where people are joining in these groups and they're commenting right below every single engine failure. I'm starting to see people saying, stop buying, stop buying, stop buying. Don't go back to the well. So maybe the behavior will change. Look, GM's had this run. They're kind of like Toyota, where the 2000 to 2006 Denalis and Yukons and all those were so well loved. And then even the ones up till about 2015, 2018, they were so well loved that they kind of just had all this goodwill with people. They just used these trucks so hard, they'd get at least 200,000 or 300,000 miles out of them and they could rebuild them. Now it's getting to the point where they're losing faith. I think people are losing faith in GM. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.